Some people drink far more than is good for them. A study shows that this is particularly true for representatives of certain professions. According to this, men drink particularly little if their job is to move skyward. Working in certain professions appears to be associated with a greater likelihood of high alcohol consumption. That is at least suggested by a British study, the result of which were published in the journal BMC Public Health. As the researchers report, such alcohol consumption is particularly likely in craft trades and in the hospitality industry, while the risk was lower for doctors and teachers. The lowest rates of heavy drinkers were found among two professions that were not exactly closely related: clergy and meteorologists. Thank God. Heavy alcohol consumption increases the risk of physical and mental damage, and if we understand which professions are associated with heavy alcohol consumption, we can better align resources and interventions, says medical Dr. Andrew Thompson of the University of Liverpool, explaining the motivation for the study. For this purpose, he and the pharmacologist and geneticist Munir Pir Mohammed analyzed the data of 100,817 adults between the ages of 40 and 69 from all over the UK who were recruited between 2006 and 2010 for the long-term study UK Biobank. The participants stated their weekly or monthly alcohol consumption and their occupation. Men were considered heavy drinkers if they consumed more than 500 milliliters, that's 400 grams, of pure alcohol per week. For women, this value was 350 milliliters or 280 grams. To put it into perspective, a bottle of 330 milliliters of beer contains just under 13 grams of pure alcohol, a glass of 125 milliliters of wine around 10 grams. The German Nutrition Society, the DGE, defines a maximum amount of 20 grams per day for men and 10 as the harmless upper limit for women. As the British analysis showed, crafts such as construction and manufacturing were most likely to be associated with heavy alcohol consumption. Looking at individual occupations, the rates of excessive alcohol consumption were highest among innkeepers, pub owners, plasterers, and representatives of industrial cleaning professions. The lowest rates were found among clergy, physicists, geologists, and meteorologists, and medical professionals. This study showed large gender-specific differences. For men, it was mainly manual occupations that were associated with heavy alcohol consumption. For women, this was more related to occupations such as managers or senior executives. Conversely, the rate of high alcohol consumption was lowest among men in the profession of clergy, medicine, and urban planner, while it was lowest among women in the professions of school secretary, biologist, biochemist, and physiotherapist. The differences observed in men and women with regard to the associations between occupations and heavy alcohol consumption could indicate how the work environment, together with gender and other complex factors, can influence the relationship to alcohol, said Thompson, commenting on his finding. Workplace interventions aimed at addressing alcohol use in professions where high alcohol consumption is prevalent would benefit both individuals and the economy as a whole by improving employee well-being and indirectly increasing productivity. To what extent the British result can be transferred to other countries remains unclear, though. In fact, the German Central Office for Addiction Issues, the DHS, raised concerns in view of previous comparable studies. Study results on this topic can be influenced by country-specific occupational health and safety regulations, characteristics of the job profiles, and the consumer cultures in the industries. In addition, the study only focused on alcohol consumption. The relationship between occupational groups and other addictive substances was not examined. The authors themselves also point out that due to the cross-sectional nature of the study, it is not possible to establish a causal relationship between alcohol consumption and occupation. In addition, the data came from the years 2006 to 2010. A change in drinking behavior since then has not been recorded. However, precisely this change could be interesting, especially with a view to the corona pandemic now. Because for Germany, a non-representative survey by the General Institute for Mental Health, the ZI, in Mannheim showed that alcohol consumption has risen in around a third of adults in this country since it began. A warning from the World Health Organization, the WHO, suggests that this is a transnational trend. It recently recommended that alcohol consumption be restricted as much as possible during the SARS-CoV-2 pandemic, also because heavy consumption weakens the immune system. And funny as it is, in the whole year I drank 2 glasses of wine on Christmas, that's all. I don't even have the urge to do so. It's funny. But that's probably because in normal years I'm a lot in carnival, on club meetings and stuff like this. We're always drinking, and it's like a long Easter break for me for 1 year now, but we'll see. And if you want to stay informed, please subscribe to my channel and to my other channels. I'll see you in my next video. Auf Wiedersehen.